Hi crafters, Raquel here with Paints and Glitter. I am unboxing today the Tonic Studios Craft Kit. Now it is already into the month of August, which is meaning that this has already started delivering. However, I wanted to let you know you can still get your hands on this kit up until the 18th of this month. So I am going to go ahead and open this up and share with you what's inside. In case you're not familiar with the Tonic Craft Kit, it is a subscription box that you can receive right at home. And if you'd like to, you can purchase a one-off kit if you're new to it. This is called Elegant Envelope Gift Card, and it is kit number 82. There's a listing here of all of the items you're going to be able to find inside. There's a wallet that's going to contain your exclusive stamps and dies, and this one is so absolutely adorable. I'm super excited to have received it. Here are the stamps, and I love that they look like stamps. And it says, "To a special friend, a little bit of love." This one says special delivery and sent with love, and then there's a to and from. So of course you can use this with all of your little tags and that sort of thing. As for the dies, you can of course keep them in your little wallet, and then you can put that adorable sticker on the front so that way you know exactly what you're looking for. When you put it away, it says the Elegant Envelope. You get your full instructions, of course. So as the description or the name of the dies infer, it does create an elegant envelope, but there is this little special latch that you can create, and that is with this piece here, and it does come with decorative pieces as well. And then of course you can decorate that. There are of course the little pieces that you can use to create an envelope, but then there's also these base rectangles that you can use. For instance, these here, here's a better look. So these are verso dies, meaning that they actually do not cut the edges. And now some verso dies will cut into your paper. However, these will only deboss into the paper. So there's two different styles there. And then there's this one here that will cut into the paper, which is absolutely stunning. And then there's another one over here. There's another one. So there's quite a bit of texture in this die set. And that's what really appealed to me about this kit, along with this little rectangle that actually has a scalloped edge, and of course the inlay pieces here that you can use. So of course you can use these as you like. The other thing included in every kit is a set of Nuvo products. So for this month you're going to get a full-size smooth precision glue pen. So if you're not familiar with this product, it does have adhesive inside. You can use it on your papers and then do anything such as foiling or gilding with gold flakes or the copper or silver available from Tonic Studios. If you haven't seen my videos regarding gilding with adhesive, I can go ahead and link that below so you can take a look at that. There's a brand new pair of scissors. These are the 5-inch scissors, mini snips from Tonic Studios in collaboration with Tim Holtz. You cannot go wrong with Tim Holtz scissors. They have a serrated edge, and then they have a sheath so that you can keep that blade nice and sharp. And I use these for fussy cutting, and I absolutely love them. Along with that, there's a full-size Nuvo chalk mousse. So this is called Delicate Blue, and it is exactly as you see in the packaging there. Such a beautiful color. Then two other Nuvo products here. One of them is a crystal drop in the color Carnation Pink, and that is the color is what you see in the bottle. And then let me open this. So here are my old trusty snips, those 5-inch scissors, and they're sharp as day one. I like to, because I'm left-handed, I like to have a little piece of washi or a ribbon just to point out to me which edge is the serrated edge, and then I hold them accordingly, but that's up to your personal taste, of course. So this is a shimmer powder in Green Parade, and this is going to have tones of aqua along with the green in there, and this is also a water reactive product, so all you have to do is sprinkle a little bit on some card, spritz it with some water, and you can get these bottles from Tonic Studios as well. So that way you get a nice mist, and then that way you get a really beautiful background. As for the papers, you're going to get a classic card in Cherry Red, another in Ballet Pink. You're going to get 2 pieces in Sea Salt Green, which is a lovely color. And then you're going to get a piece of Fern Green. These all have a linen weave on one side and smooth side just perfect for stamping or heat embossing. You're also going to get pearlescent card in blue cashmere, and you're actually getting 2 pieces, which I think is super generous considering that it is a specialty card and it's one of my personal favorites. Then you're going to get a base card, and this is the heavier smooth card in ivory, and that's 300 GSM, whereas these are 80 pound. You're also going to get a mirror card in obsidian blue. It's absolutely stunning. In this kit, something that I've not yet seen from Tonic Studios in any kit is a double-sided sheet of adhesive paper. So this is wonderful for die cutting. All you have to do is peel off the carrier sheet and then stick this onto your card. Go ahead and run it through your die cutting machine, and you'll be able to cut out those intricate pieces with adhesive right on the back. That way you don't have to worry about detailing. And of course, if you prefer to use the liquid adhesive, then that's what this one will be useful for, and then that way you can get all into those tiny little details. If not, of course, you can check out below. I do have a link for this product here, and it is not directly from Tonic, but it does use Nuvo adhesive, which is what I use in all of my crafting. The deluxe adhesive comes in a bottle just like the one you see here. However, this little gun comes with the little adapter tips, so that way you can use it in super delicate little spaces. It has the trigger. It's made by my sweet Petunia, and that is linked down below. You're always going to know where your glue bottle is. It's always in the correct position, and also you're always going to know where the little cap is, and that's important because it does have a little needle there, and that allows you to clear out that little nozzle so that you don't have any glue stuck in there. And on occasion I do clean it out with alcohol just to keep it nice and neat. I'm now going to go ahead and make some samples with this and then share with you what I make. Of course, I'm going to share with you how to use the shimmer powder, so that way if you're not acquainted with it, you get to see what that looks like. But this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be back. Okay, so to give you a better look of what the dies are going to look like, just to let you know, the width of this die alone is 5.5 inches wide. So given the size of the papers included in the kit, you will need 2 pieces for the foundation because it does call for 2 pieces of this particular die cut. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that, and then that way you know how to cut your papers. But this is going to be 6.5 inches tall, if I'm not mistaken. And what I'm going to do, just going to verify that, yep, is then take these 2 pieces and then cut them accordingly. And I always like to cut them a little bit larger than what I know I need. So then, of course, you can use those leftover strips for any other decorative part, but I wanted to give you a better look at what this is going to be looking like, because here you get to see how the panels are going to layer, and then where the little gift card holder will go. And then the other side, of course, are the other little pieces. So I'll keep cutting away and then come back and share with you the assembly. Okay, so here I have a piece of mirror card from Tonic Studios. This happens to be Water Sprite. It's my favorite green, and I thought that with the colors of the kit that this would go really nicely. And I've taken a piece of that double-sided sticky sheet, and I just cut off a little piece there because I want to concentrate on cutting from this card just the little pieces that I want to inlay from this portion of this decorative die. So again, all you have to do is remove the backing to the sheet. So I just earmark it, peel away that carrier, and now this piece is going to be sticky, and I'm going to simply place it on the back of the piece of paper that I want to use. And of course I want to cut away any excess because I'm going to be running this through my die cutting machine, and I don't want that adhesive on my plates. And that's easier to clean off of a pair of scissors than it is to clean off of my cutting mats, I think. Because this is small enough that I can run it through this small machine, I'm just going to aim this where I think I want that and take a piece of low-tack tape just to hold down that die. Now, mirror card is extremely slippery, you'll find out. However, you can just tack that down momentarily and then use the pressure of that second plate to hold it in place while you run this through. And I'm going to run it back in the other direction. And here you have the backing is still there. I'm going to use some tweezers here just to push back on this panel that's in there, because the die will want to hold on to it. And now I have this piece here that I can definitely use. Here's the pretty paper that I'm going to be using. It's actually satin card from Tonic Studios, and I thought this would look really beautiful with the pink included in the kit. So as you can tell, I am supplementing colors, but I've used that same die together with the one that couples with it. All it does is cut the edge, and I've cut this gorgeous decorative portion, and then using the solid one, I cut that pink card. So I'm able now to layer these together and just place the small amount of adhesive that I need on this piece. After placing adhesive on the back of that panel, then I can just go ahead and layer it here. And now I can use the little portions here. And for that, I can use either a pair of tweezers just to make it easier. It's a matter of just laying those pieces in. And it makes it a whole lot easier to have all of that adhesive already applied on there. And I know that the backing is entirely covered. You can tell it tries to stick to the tweezers, so it's nice and strong. But all I have to do is bend back that background carrier sheet, and I can apply my little pieces here. So here is the nicely decorated piece, and of course I've just used certain pieces from here, but you can tell that you can just keep going if you'd like to, or if you want to, if there's an interesting shape that you find on that background, you may want to save it for a different embellishment that you might want to make. For the inside of my gift envelope, what I've done is that I've used the ivory card included in the kit, and it's really difficult to see here, but maybe with a little bit of shadow you can see there that I did run it through using one of those little debossing dies. So there is some texture here, although it's not 100% perfect. I'm going to apply some shimmer powder in the green parade, which was part of the kit. And I'm simply going to tap a little bit of this on this paper. You don't need a lot, but of course you can use it as you like. And I just love the shimmer that this gives. And it also brings out the texture in the embossing or debossing. I can spray this. And I don't have a lot of water in this bottle, but as you see there, that color just comes alive. And then of course you can spread this out if you'd like to. I just love that there's even fuchsia in there, there's navy, there's green. So I'm just going to allow this to kind of drip off onto the edges, because this is actually going to be covered. And what I can do, of course, is take a paintbrush and just take advantage of that color and spread it on this paper the way that I want it to go, because you won't see any of the interior portion here. Just make sure you clean off your brush really nicely if you intend on using it again, because there's going to be some shimmer on here. And I just think that's beautiful. There's so many different colors. There's orange, pink, yellow. I just love that color burst and the surprise, the element of surprise. So, and I'm just going to use my heat gun. And I will be back when this is completely dry. Now that I have dried this, it does have quite a bit of color, and you cannot really see much of the debossed image due to the intensity of it, but some of it does catch the light. white, so you do see a little bit of it when you're looking at it up close. But now I'm going to begin the assembly. And the first thing that you want to do, of course, is fold score lines and get them prepped when you're creating something like this. So you're going to need your 2 base pieces. These are going to couple together. However, there are these 2 pieces as well. I'm first going to fold on the score line. So on one of these, you're going to apply on opposite ends these 2 pieces. So just overlap them. Okay, flip it to the opposite side. Let's apply the second one. Once you have these 2 pieces attached, this is when you want to overlap the second one. That's going to hide those fold lines. These should be able to fold in. You may need to burnish them. And the same goes for the other 2 pieces. You can now decorate the inside, and I've gone ahead and placed double-sided adhesive on the back of this panel. And you can get this directly from Tonic Studios also. It's from Craft Perfect. It's nice and strong. I like to double it up with the liquid adhesive, of course. And try to gauge the distance here so that you have it at an equal margin all the way around. I now have this little panel to place here in the center. And then on top of that, I'm placing the piece that is actually going to be the money card holder. And however, before I place that down, I am going to put these layers on top, and there's the die that will cut these pieces. It's going to create a more sturdy little base there for you to be able to slide in a card. So you use these accordingly, depending on how thick the card is, for instance, that you might be placing inside, or the type of paper that you have. And here are some of the layering pieces that you can use to decorate that also. So this is going to match exactly the same border as that pink card. And as you can tell, it's going to open. But again, this is going to make it a lot more sturdy. And here you want to be careful about how you apply this, because you do want this to open. So avoid those portions. Make sure you apply adhesive in the center, and then just around the edge. Small portion is enough. So again, you're going to gauge the distance here to make sure this is nicely centered. And the nice thing about Tonic Studios dies is that you're going to get a really nice embossed impression that's going to give you a guideline also. Because this is mirror card, I'm wiping away any liquid adhesive immediately with just a paper towel or kitchen towel. That way I don't have any issues with that. And then this is going to go right in the center again. So I'm going to just apply this in the center. You can, if you'd like to, decorate the interior portion of this. That's up to you, but we're going to focus on the outside here now. I've gone ahead and decorated these panels. So these just match up right here. So beautiful. I wanted to note, if you see the inside portion and how it matches with those borders, it can kind of let you know how far from one side to the next you should put this little piece, just so that it looks really pretty when it's still not fully open. And then here, we're going to be overlapping this portion. We're going to place one of these. So be mindful of your placement. This is important. And I'm going to focus on this. Now, these pieces, according to the instructions, you only need 2 of these. And then, of course, you can decorate them. So I'm going to do that first. And there are 2 different options on how you decorate this panel. I'm going to go ahead and apply the layer that I cut out. On one of them, I'm going to flip it over and apply a 300 GSM piece of card, just because I want this to be really nice and sturdy. And this is completely optional. It's just how I choose to craft. Now on the back here, there is a score line. And what you're going to do is take your little key portion here and match it up to that score line. So you want it pretty side down if you're adhering it like this. So just match that up. And you'll know that the little curved lines also match the end there. So this is making one long key. And we're going to do the same with this one. Apply adhesive here if you're more comfortable. And again, it matches the edge. For this next portion, which is going to be the closure of the envelope, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip because I did have a little bit of a boo-boo on mine. So what I'm going to suggest is that using this die, this is how you're going to cut out this little portion that I'm showing you here. And then there's a second die there that you can use to cut out the decorative portion, or you can just cut it with a pair of scissors, which is easy enough. I'm using this ombre green card from Tonic Studios that's got this gorgeous glitter on it. So it's going to go on the little center portion of this. And then you have a more rounded tab side. Just make sure this is dry before you proceed. but you have this more rounded portion and then this square edge. And what you want to make sure is that this does fit over your key before you place it on your envelope. So I'm going to just fold it over very gently and then use this as my gauge, because if I can't fit the key in here, it's not going to slide in and out when I'm closing my envelope. So do this with both of them, but I'm going to show you one. And then go ahead and add just a little tiny drop of adhesive. You don't need much. Then fold that over, making sure, of course, that you don't adhere it to the actual key. Once that's nice and dry and you can tell that you're able to slide this, then go ahead and apply it to your envelope, which you're going to overlap with both tabs on the outside. So there's already one applied here, just to the outside of this little tab. Close it with the other tab facing out as well, and now place this on top. And as you can tell, I had one there, I had to remove it, but crafters, we learn as we go along, and that's why it's good to share those little tips. So I'm going to apply my adhesive here. I'm going to overlap this on the outside again, and then I'm going to line these two back to back, making sure that they match each other. And there can be a tiny little space in between. It's about 1/16 of an inch there, because you're really trying to cover that tab. And once that is neatly applied, just be careful. I'm going to apply pressure until it's dry. Then you can close that with your key, which should then slide really easily. If it doesn't slide that easily, it means you adhered those much too tight. And then, of course, you can burnish this if you wanted to have a nice, pretty finish. And if you want to decorate the little key a little bit more, you can, of course, do that. I'm left-handed, so I would naturally close it from this direction, but there's no wrong way to do it, of course. It's up to you. For this next portion, I wanted to share with you how I took clear mark embossing ink from Tonic Studios, along with one of the sentiment stamps included in the kit and some silver embossing powder. I went ahead and embossed that onto the pink card that was available in the kit. I had tried it with the white pearlescent embossing powder. However, you couldn't really see the sentiment. It does read special delivery, and I was really happy with these results. So I went ahead and just fussy cut this out of that card. And this is going to complete the front of my envelope. It was super easy to do, and I absolutely love the results. I hope that you like it as well. And I think this is so darling. So pretty. Go ahead and close it from this direction. If the recipient's going to be right-handed, chances are it'll make it easier for them. There are, of course, other options for the use of this envelope. I can think of several. And by the way, there are these pieces that will cut out using the die set. The instructions call for you to cut out 2 of these. However, what I'm thinking is that maybe you could use them for the inside if you'd like to. So in lieu of placing this piece, maybe you could place one of these and then have that hold a note or a gift card depending on the size. So you could definitely place them like so at a diagonal, and then maybe use a little tiny brad on each one of those. I think that would look really cute. If not, then of course you could find alternate uses for that. And that's about it. This has been a lot of fun to play with. I look forward to using it for more than just creating a gift card holder. But I have to say that the presentation that this allows you to have for a gift is absolutely elegant and spectacular. I hope that you like it as well. Let me know your thoughts. And as I always say, I do hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. Thank you so much for watching.